When you've done all you can in your sport, you've given all you can give as an athlete. What's next? For Hayden Paddon, it's the Golden 1200.
Hello and welcome to the very first Ben Nevis Station Golden 1200 Hillclimb here in central Otago. We have an absolutely stunning backdrop here in the Nevis Valley, and there's a lot of history here too, with gold mining dating back to the early 1900s. Ben Nevis Station, situated in the valley floor here, we climbed the 1200 metres to the finish line at the summit. It's in a stunning piece of road with a bit of everything: technical, fast, twisty, narrow. It's going to really test the drivers, and it's going to be a great spectacle for the spectators.
With a day to go until the Golden 1200, Hayden took a few of our front runners to experience central Otago.
Oh, it's just a chance to experience what the area's got to give, so it's just a bit of fun, a bit of banter. I think the one to watch will be Mr. Tapper over here, so he's the one who'll probably try and cause some mayhem, but it should be a bit of fun.
I might, you're just going for a ride.
How do you make it go? Experiencing Highlands from the comfort of a chair and not having to get motion sickness, so it's actually quite nice, because normally I'd never sit in the passenger seat.
It does look quite funny when they're just turning around looking everywhere, and from the outside you don't know what they're looking at. It's be quite interesting. Oh yeah, my turn to have a look now. See out the back window, Sloan?
I'll head down the go-karts now, so get the boys warmed up for the weekend, so a bit of driving practice.
These guys are going to be fast, so yeah, I'm a little bit worried.
I've seen you here before, you've had practice.
You've only got to leave half a gap open.
So have any of you been around here before?
Nope. Yep. Mine's with you.
Oh, that's right, you felt a bit sick, didn't you?
No, I didn't feel sick, I just held on a wee bit.
I saw a bit of paint flick there, eh?
Here we go, day one of the Ben Nevis Station Golden 1200, a full field of 90 competitors tackling this beautiful road behind us. A special formula this weekend where we see the fastest time from each day added together to give us an overall winner.
Oh, it's an awesome piece of road, isn't it? I mean, and it's a great opportunity to be here and give it a skid. It's awesome in an off-roader. Yeah, some of those corners, you don't want to make a mistake because your clothes will be out of date before you get to the bottom.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a lot like Race to the Sky, so it's all about keeping things tidy and going as fast as you can, but sort of keeping an ace up your sleeve for the Sunday. So I'll probably give it a bit of a push on this morning, but yeah, sort of later on this afternoon we'll sort of just take it easy and ease into tomorrow.
If you go wrong, it's probably not going to be that good. But no, I can't wait to get into it. The road looks good, it looks fast. Just send it, I suppose. Find my feet quickly.
After drivers and riders completed the driver's briefing and an Indian file, it was time to get underway at the Golden 1200. The first competitor to attack the road was Mitch Kerr on a Suzuki RMZ 450. The event lay host to a wide range of vehicles, including quad bikes and off-roaders, but of course the majority were rally cars. The first run was brutal on some, with Simon Taylor in his Subaru WRX involved in a light roll to start his weekend.
Yeah, we had a bit of a light rollover coming up to that cattle stop and just sighted the wrong tyre bundle, and it was a bit wide by the time I tried to correct it and had a light rollover as a result.
Thomas Good and his new Mark I Escort had driveline issues, but he was not alone. Mark Tapper was set to be a hot contender until his crosscart ran into clutch issues. The only full retirement was David Kirk in his brand new Ford Fiesta Proto after gearbox failure at the start line.
More or less pretty much brand new car, done probably about 40 k's in anger in it, and got the start line here. I was quite excited. I was ready to go after a bit of a wait, and all of a sudden, bang, just dumped the clutch, and she just went bang. So not sure whether it's gearbox or clutch or what's happening, but we've got to try and get ready for the West Coast next weekend, so we'll wait and see what happens.
Our most high-profile issue of Run 1 would be Sloan Cox.
In the last probably 500 metres, the car cut out quite high up in speed and revs. I didn't know why, so I let the car come to a stop and tried my luck just to crank it and start again normally, so I thought that was a bit confusing.
The first one to surprise would come from Andrew Graves in his Rally Spec Evo 3, sitting third overall. Job Quantock was second, debuting his Hillclimb specification Skoda Fabia AP4, setting a benchmark for the field of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. But it was Hayden Paddon who led the charge, dominating the field, and he was going to be hard to touch this weekend. A big 11 seconds ahead of Job. So after the first run, the top 5 sits like this. With 2 more to go today, it would be all on for the podium positions.
I was really surprised on the bridge when we came down, looking at how the marks going onto it, where it didn't look anything like it when we went on, but obviously there's quite a rut in there. It's quite a wee lip. Hopefully the front split will get over next time.
We can wind the boost up a lot from here. We've been running almost bottom end of our boost and just trying to learn the road really. There's a lot of crests, a lot of fast corners after crest to try and figure out, and we didn't bother writing notes or anything for it, so I got a lot of learning in these next 2 runs to put a fast one down to the third one.
Yeah, I think I got back on the gas about 3 times before the first corner because it braked too early, and I thought, oh, this thing stopped, so we'll have another crack, and again. But it certainly felt pretty positive. It felt like it does what it's meant to, so I look forward to hopefully getting a run into the top of the hill.
Run 2 was hindered by a major quad accident causing serious delays. This meant that runs 2 and 3 would end up running back-to-back, leaving no time for drivers to prepare. Chris Hay was favourite for an outright 2-wheel drive result, but during Run 2 he broke an axle and retired from the weekend. Once again it was Hayden Paddon who proved dominance, going under the 3-minute barrier and extending a 16-second lead over Sloan Cox. Sloan had his car sorted, however, and was the pick of the rest to take on Hayden in the overall standings. A fantastic third went to Ben Terry, who had just returned this car to gravel, especially for the Ben Nevis Station Golden 1200. So it was time for the third and final run of the day. With wet weather forecast for Sunday, it meant times in this run would reduce the pressure for tomorrow's conditions. Ian Fitch made the most of his powerful super quad and took to the front running unlimited cars. Leading Class 12, he also sat 6th outright with a 3 minutes 13 second run. Johnny Racy was riding the wheels of his Honda CRF 450R. He led Andrew Rudd by a close 2 seconds in Class 11. Andrew Wright was ahead of the field in Class 10, his KTM Enduro 690, a handful on the loose road. Don Preston led the Orans Class 9 by 22 seconds over Owen Chang, while father Brian Chang was third in this awesome Chevrolet Silverado ProLite. Dyson Delahunty was dominating Class 8 and was right in the mix for a top 20 result overall. In Class 7, it was the Little Starlets leading the field, with Steve Gray leading Richard Ford and Jamie Powell in third. Taylor Judd was putting in one of his best drives in his older DX Corolla to be leading the late model Ford Fiesta of Tim Mackesy. Stuart Reid had his fast Ford Escort on song, leading the classic 2-wheel drive Class 5. Paul Preston led our Class 4 Clubman 4-wheel drive cars. Class 3 had a few key peddlers at the sharp end of the field, but it was the field's only female who had some thoughts on tomorrow's weather.
Depends on how much rain. Possibly could be a bit dodgy if it's a lot of rain, but you just drive to the conditions, I suppose.
Stephen Thompson was having the drive of his career in a battle for 4th with Bert Murray, in Class 2 with just 0.4 of a second separating them. There was also a battle for outright with Jeff Ward leading Mark Tapper. It was our top 5 where some surprises were in store. Ben Terry would damage his vehicle in this run and not perform to his well-known potential on day 1. Scott Simpson managed a top 5 result in his Volkswagen with a time of 3 minutes 12.7. Robbie Stokes was the drive of the day, his rally spec Ford Fiesta going 0.5 seconds quicker than Simpson, and he was very happy.
I can't believe I'm this lucky to drive it, to be honest. It's just incredible. It's probably been the greatest day of my life, to be honest. Just a joy to drive, and I didn't think we'd be that fast, but that's a bonus, yeah.
Sloan Cox managed third, a positive day after a first run drama.
Really happy with the first day. Coming here, I didn't know what to expect, learning the road. But the second and third run on the notes, feeling a lot more committed, enjoying it. So that's the main thing. So I'm happy with the progress from today and learning those parts of the road we got to be committed and definitely making times up in those critical parts.
Job Quantock sat second. Job was having a fantastic run in his Skoda and would be one of 3 in the battle for the title with a time of 3 minutes and 8 seconds. Once again, it was Hayden Paddon, lowering his own record to 2 minutes 52.8 seconds, the only driver to go under the 3-minute barrier.
Yeah, I decided to just have a little bit more of a push in that one. So car's running like clockwork, and the guys doing a really good job, and so the road's really enjoyable to drive. A couple of little rough corners, but the rest of it's just a dream to drive, and you can really sort of get your teeth into it and slide it around and have a bit of fun.
Welcome back, and with Highlands ticked off for Hayden and the boys, it was time to head to Ben Nevis Station for some adventure activities. Welcome to day 2 of the Golden 1200 here at the beautiful Ben Nevis Station. As you can see, day 2 has dawned a little damper than it was yesterday. There'll be no dust, but conditions are going to be a lot more slippery. We think drivers will take a more cautious approach to the first run through here and get a little bit of a sight of things, and then push a little bit harder in the second run through. Let's see how the action plays out.
Yeah, I'll chuck some new tyres on the back. Hopefully they help. It's going to be very slippery. But we'll just see what we can do.
Yeah, getting used to the road. Obviously conditions have changed today, which might make it harder to go faster than yesterday's times. But yeah, 6th overall, a couple of seconds off third. So, I would have liked to have probably pushed a bit harder in that third run, and especially now that it might actually be the one that's counted over for the overall positions.
Yeah, this is what we love, let it slip, let everything just slide around, just every sideways and hold on for the ride, really. We'll go pretty hard doing forward drive, and which stuff we're used to, we should be able to lay it pretty quick and see what we can get of it.
I sort of was trying to find the limits yesterday, but it just didn't give me any bad feedback. It was unreal, eh? Like everyone needs one of these, eh? Every man needs one in the shed. Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, good.
So as final day's preparations got underway, it was time to begin run 1 of a reduced 2 runs for the day, thanks to the rain. Ride of the day came on run 1 with Johnny Racy putting in a top 5 time as one of the first competitors on the road, even though he was battling to find grip. Robbie Stokes had a small spin, putting pressure on to perform in the final run. It was Stu Weber who won over the crowd with this Possum-born style, Possum's ex-Group A Subaru Impreza 555. Hayden Paddon would set the fastest time, and his combined times put him almost untouchably ahead of the field, despite this little moment. The top 5 with combined times looked like this. It's time to get ready. One final run to put it all on the line.
Pretty much just got to send it. I don't think I can sort of tread too cautiously with the ground I've got to make up. So yeah, just hope it stays in one piece.
Ian Fitch would take home the win in Class 12. His time would put him the day's 3rd fastest, 4th outright. Andrew Rudd got second to the flying Johnny Racy, who took out Class 11. Andrew Wright took home a Class 10 win, handling all the power through one wheel. Ron Preston dominated the ORAN's Class 9 over Owen Chang and Brian Chang back in 3rd. Our UTV win went to Dyson Delahunty over Slim Slee. Steve Gray took the top step in Class 7, the 0 to 1300cc section, while Taylor Judd completed a strong weekend with a win in Class 6 over Robert McConaughey. Stuart Reid won the classic two-wheel drive with a 22-second margin over Alan Warren. Paul Preston held out Paul Beattie in Class 4 Clubman's two-wheel drives. Class 2 had a hot battle for overall. Jeff Ward set the benchmark. His time of 3 minutes and 27 seconds meant Mark Tapper had to go over 6 seconds quicker for the win. So in typical Tapper style, he went for it. A 3 minute 20 time put him 0.6 of a second ahead in the combined times and gave him the win. Class 3 had a large battle for the lead. Superstar Andrew Graves set a time of 3 minutes 21 to be 7th overall in combined times. But Robbie Stokes put in a stunning performance to lead Graves by 2.8 seconds in the overall and win the Class 3.
Keep on rest, 7 right plus over crest, 16, half 7 left plus, flip, half 6 right.
In Unlimited, it was heartbreak for Mike Tall. His engine detonating on the line and ending his run for a top 5 finish. Ben Terry developed a misfire off the line and stopped his podium chances. So Scott Simpson took a top 5 performance, landing 5th outright. With Ian Fitch grabbing 4th, it was time to sort out the top 3. First off the line, Job Quantock. Job had put in the big hours to make this event and was ready to battle. Next up, it'd be Sloan Cox. Sloan had only completed the car's rebuild after he arrived, and he was straight into his fast pace.
Big Scandinavian flick.
Our final run was to Hayden Paddon. His commitment putting him a step ahead of the field most of the weekend. Hayden not only the highest profile competitor this weekend, but this is his event.
Huge Scandinavian flick.
Job was on a mission coming into the last few kilometres. over the crest, and he stopped the clock at 3 minutes and 10 seconds. Sloan Cox had his share of drama in the first run, but was right in the hunt by the end of the weekend. By the end of his final run, he stopped the clock at 3 minutes and 2 seconds, giving him victory over Job, but not enough to beat Hayden on combined times. So that left Paddon to chase his own record, and he was not holding back either. Flying to the finish, Hayden's time was 2 minutes 56 seconds. Not enough for the record, but he still seals the overall win for 2020 at the Ben Nevis Station Golden 1200.
Yeah, enjoyable weekend. It's obviously nice to come away with the result. We probably had a little bit of an unfair advantage knowing the road yesterday, but I think everyone's picked up on it pretty quickly, and conditions today quite different to yesterday, so nice and challenging. You get a bit of both, and awesome piece of road, especially when you're driving in one of these cars with this much power up there. So no, good weekend. Yeah, certainly a lot of nervous moments throughout the weekend. It was probably harder being involved with that side of things than actually driving the car, but huge credit to everyone involved. I think considering the challenges that we had, particularly with the weather today, I think we pulled off a relatively successful event in year one, and gives us some really good building blocks to build from here.
Yeah, real happy with today. Leading up to this, we knew it was going to be raining on Sunday. We didn't know what to expect, but weather got wet overnight but held out during the day, so it was just a slippery road to deal with. But the car's a bit of an animal in the mud as well, so absolutely loved today. It was a big learning day for me. Car run faultlessly finally today, so it was awesome to finally put some real good times down and show what the car can actually do when it's actually working right.
Yeah, thank you. It's been a pretty awesome day. It's been a pretty full-on couple of weeks before this to get the car sorted. We had no idea where we were going to end up coming into this, so to finish on the podium behind these specialist boys is pretty awesome.
So that's a wrap for the Ben Nevis Station Golden 1200. Thanks to MA Media for the coverage. We'll see you in the future for some more iconic events.